Hi, this is another edition of Stuart Doll Show, starring myself, Stuart Doll. It is still a warm Saturday afternoon. The current temperature in Winnipeg is 28 degrees, and with the humidex it feels like 33 degrees. And the daytime high is supposed to be 29 degrees with sunny skies. And it's supposed to be a low 17 tonight with partly cloudy skies, 30% chance of showers in the late evening and overnight with the risk of a thunderstorm. And then, yeah, and then it's going to be warm again tomorrow with a high of 30. And then to start off the week, it'll be warm to start off the week with a high of 31 on Monday. So that's just, some of the weather, right now for Winnipeg. Let's just get right into it. Tonight, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers face the Edmonton Eskimos at Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Yeah, I think, my opinion, the keys of the game. I think my keys to the game for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers is simple. They got to play well on special teams. That means punt return, kickoff return, kickoff and punt. Like especially on the kickoff and return and punt return. Like whoever's the returner on punt return or kickoff return, they gotta catch that ball and they gotta catch that ball in the air. And they gotta tuck that sucker in and just run as fast as you can and try to plow as many people as you can. That's one key to the game for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers tonight, in my opinion. And the other key to the game for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers is they have to play well on offense. And the special teams factor of that, key to the game, comes into play for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Because whoever's the returner on kickoff return, they got to give the Drew Willie and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers offense good field position, so they could just march down that field and touchdown. So that's important. But what's also important for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers tonight is they have to establish that running game first. That means they got to give that football to Paris Cotton to Paris Cotton and give him as many touches of the ball as they can and just pound the ball up the middle, and that'll lead into the Winnipeg Blue Bombers passing game, and then you really can start passing to his receivers, especially his go-to people like Clarence Denmark and Dick Moore, like those guys, and then that's another key to the game, I think, in my opinion, for the Winnipeg Bombers. Also, another key for the Winnipeg Boomers on defense, they have to get pressure on the ball. That means mainly, especially in the front seven, that either whoever the defensive linemen are, the two guys on the end, one of them has got to get pressure, get to that upfield and get to that ball and get to the quarterback. Like they have to do that. Or the two interior linemen, one of the defensive tackles has to win that one-on-one battle with that offensive lineman, whoever it is they may come up against. So those are just keys to the game, I think, for the Winnipeg Bombers. They have to play first, number one, they have to be good on special teams. Number two, they have to be good on offense, which means they have to establish that running game first, then they can start passing the ball. And then number three, they have to play well on defense. That means they gotta get pressure on the quarterback, and that means they gotta make sure that they, especially for the defensive backs, at the cornerback, if they're on man-on-man coverage, they're covering a certain person, they gotta stick to that guy like glue all day long, but within reason, because there's the 5-yard rule. Is after 5 yards, a defensive back can give the receiver a shot, or jam the receiver, or whatever. But after 5 yards, that defensive back has to let go. Otherwise, that's going to be illegal hands, or whatever the call is. So yeah, those are my three keys to how I think the Winnipeg Blue Bombers should play tonight against the Edmonton Eskimos. Let's also get into another sports-related subject. The Saskatchewan Roughriders face the Hamilton Tiger Cats tomorrow. I believe that one. I believe it's at home. I believe it's either in Hamilton or in Regina. I'm not exactly sure, but again, these are the three games for how I think if the Saskatchewan Roughriders want to play well to get their first win of the season, these are the three keys I think to their game tomorrow. Number one, they got to be good on special teams. That means wherever's the return run, punt return, kickoff, they got to give Kevin Glenn and the Saskatchewan Roughrider offense good field position. Number two, the Riders have to play good on offense. That means they gotta first establish that running game with the two-headed monster of Jerome Messam with the size and power, and then Anthony Allen with the speed. And that's how they need to establish the running game first. Then Kevin Glenn can start passing the ball to guys like Chris Getzlaff, Western Wrestler, those guys. That's number two key to how I think the Roughriders what they should do. Number three, they have to get pressure on the quarterback. As long as doesn't matter if either the interior lineman or the defensive ends get pressure on the quarterback, they're fine. I think if the Saskatchewan Roughriders, I think if they stick to those three keys of the game, they will do fine. So this is a sport. These are two sports-related subjects on that. Now onto some news-related subjects. First, the Winnipeg Police say the helicopter officers who explicit chatter was inadvertently broadcast to the public last month will not be disciplined. Numerous Winnipeggers reported hearing comments about oral sex being broadcast on the Air One helicopter on the evening of June 22nd. The officers accidentally activated the chopper's PA system, according to the police service, which apologized again for the incident on Friday. A review of the incident has concluded that a number of variabilities needed to occur before this to happen. The Winnipeg Police Service has taken steps to minimize the chances of this situation repeating itself, the service stated in a news release. A police service in another junction contacted the Winnipeg Police after the incident to say it had a similar experience, as well as share a potential explanation. The Winnipeg Police say they are now making changes to the helicopter's wiring system, and the switch that will activate the PA system has been modified so it cannot be accidentally turned on. This occurrence was not a deliberate act. No disciplinary action will be taken against the crew members involved, the police service said. Several calls were received about the broadcast, and the police and the service contacted those people individually. Again, the Winnipeg Police Service apologizes for any embarrassment this may have caused. So this is a news-related subject. On another news-related subject, in regards to the crisis in Ukraine, and I will explain, how this crisis came about. It began when the Ukrainian government decided not to sign an agreement with the European Union back in the fall of 2013. This is not just a trade agreement, this is also a political agreement to commit Ukraine to adhere to certain European values and principles. From there, a crisis moved quickly to corruption and a regime change. The demonstrations happened in waves and started primarily in Kiev, the Ukrainian capital. Most of the protesters were students, young people, and although other regions were represented as well. The meetings in Kiev have continued, but no longer as demonstrations. The people have come out to support the new government, but they also want to keep it in check. These activists don't want to delegate all powers to the politicians, but they want their voices heard in a discussion. Men volunteering to enter military self-defense units. In the western part of the country, things have gone quite down with the fall of President Yushchenko. The east has become more deteriorated because he was their leader. There has been a few deaths in eastern states during this conflict. First of all, we would overemphasize the divide. There are differences, but any large country with divisions will have differences. This is only natural. So this is kind of how the Ukrainian crisis all started. It started in 2013 with the fall of the Russian-backed president, pro-Russian president, Ukrainian president, Viktor Yushchenko. If Viktor Yushchenko, I think, in my opinion, if he had only agreed to to whatever was the European Union wanted Ukraine to uphold, then this whole Ukrainian crisis could have all been avoided. But whatever. A lot of crazy shit happens in this world. So whatever. What else? Right now in LAR, it's still pretty warm out there, with the temperature, well, right now the temperature is 18 degrees Celsius, partly with partly cloudy skies in my hometown of Lahr, Baden-Württemberg, Germany. And the weather is observed from the Black Forest Airport in Lahr. What else? Well, this has been another edition of my show, The Stuart Dahl Show. For you young people, stay in school, stay out of trouble, you'll be fine. And for now, I'll be the same. Peace. And tonight, go Blue Bombers, and tomorrow, go Rough Riders. Bye-bye for now.